GDP is rising steadily, very rapidly. This is called recession. For example, 2.5% GDP, suddenly 2%, and very like in 2 or 3 did it become 1.5%. So fall in 2 consecutive quarters. This is called recession. Okay, then what are actually benefits of economic growth? They are simple. That is actually benefits of economic growth. That actually are due to rise in supply, rise in demand. Means economic growth. First of all, average standard of living rises. Why? Consumer income rises, disposable income rises, their spending rises, their luxury spending on luxurious item rises, leading to higher average standard of living improves. If question comes on the economic growth, it is very easy to develop analysis and application on it. Simple. Average standard of living rises, higher employment, higher employment, more consumer resources like raw materials, extraction of raw materials are more, that lead to higher production of goods and services, and then the raw materials would not have to be imported. That leads to low cost for the businesses, which in turn will reduce inflation in the economy. So actually each point in the business is linked with another point. So you have to develop a chain of analysis when you're explaining one point. So actually why does the economic growth occurs? Causes. Simple. Technological changes. New methods identified. Government stimulates this form of non-inflationary economic growth by encouraging business investment and innovation in new industries and products. So actually what is business investment? Expenditure by business on capital equipment, new technology and research and development. So this can include new machinery, replaces labor. So when explaining this, you can also tell like this may lead to if you are explaining negative point, unemployment. That in turn will lead to low income, and and you can explain much of the things on it. Okay, so increase in economic resources. This can be like such as higher working population or discovery of new oil and gas reserves. A country's economy can increase its total output when more economic resources are available. And the last but not the least, increase in productivity. What is this? Higher productivity can be achieved by high skilled workforce. High skilled workforce. That can be due to training, higher education, higher spending. This all is due to economic growth. So now comes the last thing of this chapter, business cycle. What is the business cycle and how it is influenced by the economic factors? First stage, boom. What is boom? Wait, let me write down the all first. Boom, recession, slump, recovery, or growth. I am explaining in detail. Okay, what is boom? Rapid economic growth. This is a period of very rapid economic growth with rising income and profit. Inflation increases due to very high demand of goods and services. Rise in inflation. Rise in inflation due to demand. That is also known as demand pull inflation. Okay, shortages of key skill workers lead to substantial wage increase. High inflation make an economic good uncompetitive. Business confidence eventually falls as profit are hit by higher cost. So actually, boom is not a long-lasting thing for an economy. It is have to come into the recession. Okay, what is recession? Opposite. Fall in demand, price rises, price falls, but no one is ready to purchase it. Falling demand, higher interest rate take effect, real GDP growth slow and may even start to fall. This is technically called a recession. Incomes and consumer demand fall and profit are reduced. Some business make record losses and other fail completely. So now comes slump. A very serious and prolonged recession lead to a slump. This is prolonged recession. Means means the economy or the businesses are not having boom. They're not like improving themselves. They are in recession. This occurs more likely if the government fails to take a correct economic action. For example, there is a need of what we say um, expansionary fiscal policy to but the government is just imposing contractionary, so it would reduce aggregate demand, which will be no use of it. So the government have to decide which policy is suitable when. Okay, so is recession always bad? This is a very important thing to discuss. Is recession always bad? This is the last thing of this chapter. Is recession always bad? No, there are some opportunities also that business can take advantage of. Capital assets become cheap. Capital assets become cheap like machinery. Capital assets such as factory may be relatively cheap and business could invest in expectation of an economic recovery. In future, economy will recover. Obviously, the business right now can purchase capital asset and when economy recovers, just start using it. Demand for inferior good increases. What are inferior goods? They have a inferior good grows. Increases is better. What are inferior goods? As income falls, demand for these goods rises. This can be low quality of products, low quality of food. Demand for inferior good could actually increase because of negative income elasticity of demand. Decisions to close factory could reduce business cost significantly. Cost reduces. That have a long-term benefit for business when the economy will recover. So it is a very long thing to discuss. So we are done with the external economic influence on the business activity. I hope this will be a very suitable video for you all. Take care. Goodbye.